Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shahzad Iqbal. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm dealing in ERP implementations and particularly in Odoo implementations from last 8 years. Today we have this webinar to explore how we could manage fixed assets and comply with the requirements of related accounting standards, IAS-16, with the help of Odoo. The Odoo has fixed assets management feature. So we would see how we could manage this all. Let me share my screen. We see the agenda. We would start with the overview of Odoo and offline Odoo ERP. And next we would move to the fixed assets and related information. And after that, we would look into IAS-16 property, plant, and equipment checklist. And next is the role of Odoo ERP. And finally, QA session. Odoo is Belgium-based company, and it has different applications, including finance-related applications like accounting and others. Then it has the human resources related applications. Sales, marketing, website, services, inventory and MRP, and productivity applications. Auckland is a gold partner of Odoo in UAE. We can see here it's on top, and there are 50 listed references. Auckland Odoo ERP provide different services, including implementation, customization, integration, and consulting services, and also the training and support. Let me brief a little bit about the fixed assets. Fixed assets normally includes land, building, vehicles, equipments, and plant and machinery. And there are different activities when we acquire the fixed assets, like purchase of fixed assets, depreciations, revaluations, and disposal or sale of the fixed assets. To manage these all activities, we have to keep certain records, especially in the business. These records are related to the cost, any periodic depreciations, WDV, revaluations, adjustments, disposal or sales, and related accounting entries. There is International Accounting Standard 16, IAS-16, which is part of International Financial Reporting Standards, which gives the guidelines about the recording of the property, plant, and equipment, what we also call the fixed assets. Here we can see the checklist of the guidelines. It includes the recognition, measurement at the recognition, measurement after recognition, de-recognition, and the disclosures related guidelines. When we go into the recognition, we find the guidelines on the recognition of the cost of property, plant, and equipment as asset based on future economic benefits and the measurements. Next, in IAS-16, next we have measurement at recognition, and in this section we find the guidelines related to the elements and measurement of costs, including purchase price and other related costs. Like other related costs may include the transportation or installation costs and any other direct costs. Next, we have the measurement after recognition during the lifetime of asset. In these guidelines, we find two models. One is a cost model and the other is revaluation model. The guidelines of the cost model are about the WDV, the written down value of the asset during the lifetime, which means the cost less accumulated depreciation and impairment. In cost model, we also find the guidelines about depreciation and the guidelines about the useful life and the methods of depreciations. For example, the straight line method, the diminishing balance method, the units of production method. So there are different methods described in this IAS-16. Then we have the section of revaluation model. We find the guidelines of the revaluation of assets based on the fair value. Next, we have the derecognition at the time of disposal of assets, or if there is no further economic benefit to the entity from that particular asset, or otherwise if there's a sale of asset. Then we have the disclosures. For example, we know we have to prepare the fixed asset schedule. That is one example of the disclosures. If we need to see the detailed guidelines, we can go to the IFRS website. On our IFRS website, we can see the IAS-16 property, plant, and equipment, and that whatever we have discussed in that particular checklist, we can see here all the details. This is Odoo accounting application, and in Odoo accounting application, we can here we can see in this menu for the assets, where we can see the different assets are listed, and in configuration we can find the way how we create these assets based on asset models. When we talk about the assets, we know there are regarding fixed assets, we know there are different categories of fixed assets, like property and plant and machinery, equipments, vehicles. So these are different categories, and IFRS allows us to have the depreciation for each category based on that particular category. It might be different for each category, right? So Odoo application allows us to have different asset models to manage assets into different categories and define the policies related to that particular asset category. Now, in asset category, we can see these are the this is related to furniture, and we can define the depreciation method out of different methods as per the standard. For example, straight line or declining method. We can define the life of asset for the depreciation of asset, and we have the accounting configuration, which account should be used for the accounting of asset, for the accounting of depreciations. The process is, when we purchase an asset, we go to the vendor bill. We can create a new vendor bill for the assets. We select the vendor, and we add a line. For example, we purchase the tables, office tables, and we select the related account. So we here related account is the from the GL is the furniture, and say we purchase 10 tables at price of say 100, and we confirm it. On the bill, we can see there are 10 assets. 10 assets has been created. How these assets are created? This is based on this particular GL account, what we selected. And on this GL account, there's a setting that this is related to the assets. When this GL account is picked in the bill, it creates the assets. It's a smart button. We can see all the assets are created, and we can open it. It's created in the draft form because there are settings to create on the draft form, or either draft form, or you can have it confirm state. So now after reviewing it, the system has created 10 separate assets. There are 10 tables, and we know that we account for each and every asset separately. So now there are 10 tables, so we can find the 10 assets being accounted for. And all the settings, all the related settings, depreciation method, useful life, and all the details are picked from that particular model, which is related to this particular asset. And now if you want to change anything, of course, if you have rights to edit, you can change it. In computation, we have no pro rata for this is used if we are going to depreciate from the first year, and the full depreciation we are going to take for that particular year. Otherwise, we can have on pro rata basis, and it would start from this date. Say if we take the full year depreciation for first year, and we compute the depreciation. When we compute the depreciation, we can see based on that method, yearly depreciation is calculated each year, and we can see the cumulative, and the written down value is also given here. So this is now in draft state, and it is being posted automatically when the time comes. At 31st December 2023, this entry would be posted automatically. I'll show you the entries what's been already posted as well. So this is the way, like how quickly the asset is accounted for, asset is purchased in the vendor bill, and from the vendor bill, automatically everything is done for us based on that particular model of that asset, what we also call the category of assets. Let me show you some already posted entries in the other fixed assets what we have in the list. For example, this asset, it was purchased in 2021, and we can see it's the depreciation. This was revalued in 2023, so depreciation is showing us one line in this asset. In the asset before that, we can see here we can see the depreciations posted for that particular period. So this was about how the assets, when the assets is been purchased, how quickly we can account for even all the number of assets are listed from the bill and all the related policies of the depreciation, the life of asset, and others. GL accounts and all are taken from the model, and the entries are done automatically for the depreciation. When time comes, depreciation is posted as required. Now we see some other features. This asset, I picked this asset. This asset was purchased in 2021. Now, as we understand that as per IAS-16, there might be revaluation of asset, right? Asset might be disposed of. So how we would manage those things? We just use this feature, modify depreciation, and here we find different options: dispose, sell, reevaluate, or pause. So all the possible scenarios are given, and exactly as per the guidelines of IAS-16, this configuration could be done, and everything would be automated. The first case, disposal. Just we are disposing of. At what date we are disposing of? Say today we are going to dispose of. Now this asset is no more useful due to certain reasons, and it's scrapped, right? So here we select the account where this loss should go, and then we can give some note and we dispose it off. So when we dispose it off, it create all the related entries, and it also take that particular asset to that change the state. It is closed state. Now we can see the asset is on closed state, and with the depreciation board is also now closed, and here we have the disposal entries to be posted, and as we post it, all the entries are done and this is closed. So now if we go to the assets account from the reporting, say we go to the here we can go to the journal ledger. We can find in that particular journal, we can find the related entries, what are supposed to be done for that. Here we can see, for example, for this 4th of the 12th year, this adjustment is done in the accumulated depreciation, and then the adjustment is also done in the furniture asset, furniture account, and also the other accounts. So this is how the accounting entries are done automatically for these assets, which are disposed of. Now let me take you to the assets again in the list of assets. Okay, now we see another example of the sale of asset in case if the asset is being sold. We open another asset, which is the running, confirm it. This is in running state now, and we go to the modify depreciation, and we can sell the assets. For selling, we need the related invoice. Here we attach the related invoices, related lines, and same process what we have done for the disposal. We follow it, and everything is done related. Everything is done automatically. Next option is revaluation. In revaluation, we give certain details, like it's been going to be revaluated. The revaluation going to be done for what are the years of life of revaluation, what would be the depreciable amount, and other related details. And after that, we just revalue it, and asset is revalued from its cost to the new value, that is the revaluation value. Or if we want to pause the asset, we can simply pause it. This will pause the depreciation of asset, and asset would be kept on hold. Now we see different reports. Let's see the depreciation schedule. Here in depreciation schedule, we find all the assets listed here and their related details like acquisition date, depreciations, what's the method of depreciation, what's the life, and the cost and related depreciation amount, and finally the book value of that particular asset. So we have different filters. If you want to see for this complete financial year, we can see for the complete financial year, or any month, or any custom date, or the previous period if you want to see. So this is how we manage the fixed assets recording, accounting in Odoo, and also see the reports as per the requirements of IAS-16. So we don't find any limitations to follow the guidelines of IAS-16 when we do all these, the complete process on Odoo. All right, now we can move to the question and answer session. So I believe if you have any questions, we can take on this call. Like, you can unmute the mic and feel free to ask any question.
Hi, I'm Abu here. Just now I have sent some couple of questions. One is about the impairment, how we are handling the impairment in the FA module, and the other one is about if an asset is wrongly created by mistake and you want to do a negative adjustments, or how we are going to how we can be handled without retirement. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Impairment we manage through the same what I have shown you for the revaluation. That option is here in Odoo is called revaluation. So just like we manage the any like increase in value or decrease in value, similarly we manage the impairment. And as far as the errors are concerned, here first thing is we have setting right now where when asset is purchased, it is only accounted on the draft state, not the confirmed. So if any mistake is there or anything need to adjust, this is on draft state, we can do that, or we can delete it, right? This is not confirmed yet. So it when we purchase, it doesn't mean now it is posted already and we cannot change it. Yes, we have that option as well. If we want to use that option can be enabled, and then asset would be posted. So to avoid that, we can keep asset on the to manage any errors, we can keep asset on the draft state.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think there is no other questions. So thank you very much for joining this session, and see you in next webinar. Thank you very much.